It's officially game day against the Las Vegas Raiders, and if you guys hate the Raiders as much as I do, you know it is time for us to whoop on the Las Vegas Raiders. It still feels weird calling them the Las Vegas Raiders, but nevertheless, they've changed locations, and now it's time for us to get a win in Las Vegas. We've never actually won in Vegas, so I think today's the day. What's up, everybody? It's Todd Davis. Got my boy Knowshon Moreno with me. We're here on the Broncos pregame show, presented to you by Coors Light. Coors Light, we always got it on the set, and we definitely have a few while we're here chilling and enjoying the game. If you want to choose chill, you got to check out Coors Light. You can get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. I want to welcome everybody into the DNVR Broncos pregame show where we break down the game. We're going to talk about Bo Nix. We're going to talk about this offense. Let's get it started.
Let's get it started.
You know, the Broncos versus the Raiders. I mean, there's a huge rivalry here, and if you're a Broncos fan, you hate the Raiders. How do you feel as a former Bronco? Do you still hate the Raiders, or is that like, you know what I'm saying? Is everything good?
I mean, yeah, you have some kind of hatred towards them. You know what I mean? Especially out there on the field. I mean, it seems like it's always a good game versus them. They're gonna, no matter what their record is, whatever the year is, they're gonna come out to play. You know what I mean? So. It's always competitive games, but they always have a couple guys on there where you're like, bro, he just irks me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He just irks me. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a good day, man. We want to see what these boys can do. Just like you said, you get our first win out there in Las Vegas.
Got to.
That would be dope, you know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes.
And for me, the Raiders, like, I always hated them because they did, like, extra stuff after the play.
Oh, of course.
And I felt like all around the league, I knew some guys on the team. That was the only team where I didn't know anybody. I wasn't cool enough. I didn't train with anybody in the offseason. And they did all the extra, so, like, I had no love for them.
So what's extra on the defensive side? Because, you know, y'all known for that on the defensive side to be extra. What? Y'all real extra over there.
All right, go ahead.
I'm talking about leaning on you, pushing you while you trying to get up,
that's
sitting on you a little longer.
Pause.
Okay.
Pause.
Oh, yeah, that is a pause. Okay, but nothing on the offensive side where on the offense we're doing stuff to you? Like on defense?
All the time. Like, the play is dead. I'm just standing here. You come and hit me in the side of my neck. Or you doing extracurriculars like trying to pull me under the pile and all this stuff. Like, bruh, the play is over. I already won. And so I just don't like that, man. I feel like that really gets to me. And I'm not the kind of guy that, like, I can't let it go. So now I'm just looking for you. I done forgot what I'm supposed to do the next play. I ain't even focused on my job responsibility. I'm looking for you. You know what I'm saying?
Hilarious. I'll confess something now. Let me confess.
Uh-oh. That was you?
No, it wasn't me. That wasn't me. But nah, growing up, I was a Raiders fan.
I was too.
You was?
Yeah.
All right, the only reason why I was a Raiders fan, though, is because all my friends, you know, being from New Jersey, they were all Giants fans, right? Giants. They love the Giants. You know, me, I had to be a little different. You know how I am.
No, we know. We have. If anybody knows, we know.
Had to be a little different. So, like, no, I'm going to go all the way across the country. I'm going to go with the Raiders. Them bad boy Raiders when they had Janikowski back there. Kicking.
Smoking cigarettes, drinking beers.
I was like, I think I like the Raiders.
Yeah.
So I was a Raiders fan just out of spite from my friends. What about you? You must have really liked them, though.
I mean, we were both, you know, when you're young, you're dumb. You don't really have all the information, you know what I'm saying? So I was a young kid growing up in L.A. They used to be the L.A. Raiders.
Yep.
You either were a 49ers fan or you're a Raiders fan. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Everything about the Raiders for me, like, you had NWA, you had the hats, you had the swag. Like, I was like, all right, black and silver. Back in the day, I was like, I'm rock with the Raiders. But now that I'm older and I'm much wiser, I've learned the error of my childish ways, and I'm definitely rocking with the Broncos. I'm rocking with them today. And my biggest thing is, can Bo Nix repeat what he did last week? Last week, Bo Nix went crazy, had a great game, and got a lot of national recognition. AFC Player of the Week, Rookie of the Week. Can he repeat it?
That's a great question. I think we're probably all looking for that, right? A guy that's kind of in that running right now for Rookie of the Year, right? So I think we're all looking for him to to come out and play well this game.
Yeah.
I think for me, I mean, it might be kind of hard yards-wise to get what he did last week.
Yeah.
But for me, I want him to continue that train of no turnovers, no picks. You know what I mean? If he can continue to do that, in the 200s for the yards, and then maybe 2 touchdowns or something like that, that's decent enough for me.
Yeah.
So if he can keep that up, I think that'll be a great week for him. So I think we're all on the same page when it comes to seeing if Bo can do the same thing over again.
Yeah, we definitely want Bo to do a good job today. Make sure you guys hit us with a thumbs up if you like this convo and you like our pregame show. But I think he can definitely repeat what he did last week, not maybe to the same extent,
right.
But I just look for him to have like another good game. And, we've been talking a lot about Rookie of the Year, and he has to kind of take over Jaden Daniels' kind of spot. Right now, he has the award. A lot of the national media has kind of already dubbed him the winner of Rookie of the Year. So I think Bo Nix has to outplay him the rest of the season to continue to have his name mentioned and kind of overtake him. And today, Jaden Daniels wasn't playing too hot, didn't play too well against the Cowboys. So if Bo Nix can put together a good game here, I think that just helps him in his case to be Rookie of the Year even more.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and shoot. Let's be real about it. I mean, this opponent definitely allows you to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A team that has 6 losses, straight. So, they're licking their chops right now as well. So, it is definitely possible and capable to do it versus this team. But they're not going to, the Raiders, they're not going to sit down. They're not going to lay down. They're definitely going to come out here and try to ruin what the Broncos have going right now.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, the Broncos started that losing streak.
Right, yeah.
Yep, we started that losing streak. But if you're a Raiders fan or on the Raiders, you may look at that game like, if we just put some stuff together in the first quarter, like maybe there's a way we could have won that game. If they don't throw a pick early on, maybe it's a different game. I mean, Brock Bowers had 97 yards and a touchdown. Jacoby Myers had 72 yards. Matt Crosby had 2 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. Like, I think in their eyes, they may feel like this could be a winnable game for them.
I bet they were saying that in the last 5 games. After that, they were probably saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course you're going to go into the game expecting to win.
Yeah.
And now it's more tape out there, right? Maybe they do have a wrinkle in their offense. Maybe they have a wrinkle in the defense to kind of get to Bo and rattle him. We'll see what happens, though. But I don't see it really happening. I don't know. We're going to have to see.
No, I don't see it being a good day for the Raiders. I look for the Broncos to handle business. And we've done a great job against teams, or I guess let's just say bad teams. Teams under 500. Like, we haven't lost to a team that's under 500 yet. Like, we've handled our business. So I'm not nervous against the bad teams. We just have to find a way to, pull out a couple more wins against the teams over 500 like we did last week.
And does it matter how it looks in these kind of games, really?
Not, I think non-divisional games like the Saints, the Panthers, like those games matter for us to get a blowout. But you know how it is playing in the AFC West. Like, Raiders could have 0 wins. Broncos could be 11-0. It's going to be a tight game. That's just how it is a lot of times in this division. Any interdivision games across the NFL, if you watch those games, they're always tough. Think about the Steelers and the Browns.
Oh, right.
Steelers were heavy favorites in that game. Dang. Browns found a way to win. Those inter-rival games, those are always tough. And I think there's another one here coming up with us against the Raiders. So if we don't blow them out, I'm not like nervous or anything, but I do want us to get a good win.
And start this streak, right? Start this streak going. Be 2-0 versus these boys and kind of keep it going. I want to see it. Yo, is that dome? Yeah, the one in the dome. It's in the dome, right, in Vegas?
Yeah,
They playing in a little dome or something?
So they nice and comfortable.
Yeah, it's probably fire in there.
No, it's a cool stadium.
You been?
Yeah.
You didn't even invite nobody, Coach.
What you mean? I was already out there. I was out there with Circa, actually.
Oh, nice.
And us. Last year, we went to the game. We went out there for Vegas for a couple days. Had us at Circa, Stadium Swim, took care of our hotel and everything, you know what I'm saying? They definitely took care of us last year. But okay, so we got Bo in the offense.
Can't drop the ball here then.
Who do we need? Who else do we need to step up? I feel like it's a big day for our running backs. Like, they're not a good team defensively, especially when you talk about like run defense. They're like bottom 5 in the league in run defense. Like, I need our running backs to kind of find a way to make something shake this game. Last week Javonte ran for about 6.6 yards a carry. Great job, but I need more of it.
Yeah, but this is the kind of game that Sean Payton probably loves for his quarterback. We can probably run the ball pretty well in these guys. But, Javonte last week had that 6.6, and he wasn't feeding them, right?
No, he wasn't.
So it's like, I don't even think that matters. I think he wants to showcase Bo. And in this kind of game, it's like, we get up early. He might just keep the throttle down and have Bo throwing the whole time. You know what I mean? Well, do you think this can be the first game then that Javonte gets over 100 yards then?
That's what I would want to see. That's what I would want to see.
I just don't see it.
Just because I feel like it's a good look for the team. But I agree with what you're saying. For Sean Payton, his biggest thing coming into this offseason is that he evaluates quarterbacks better than anybody else. He's going to find the quarterback. So I think even if the team wins, I think he looks best if Bo balls out.
Right.
Not so much just the team wins.
Yeah. So
if I'm feeding anybody, I'm feeding Bo.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what's going to happen. But, I mean, this can be that game, like you said, for the running backs to come out, though.
Yeah.
This could be a good game for multiple backs. But I don't see no one getting over 100 today. I would hope so, though.
I mean, when you talk about multiple backs, that's tough. Like,
we going to play 3.
And Marvin. And running back.
So, I think they're going to have a good day on the ground, but Sean ain't going to be like, oh, Javonte got how many carries for 80-something? Oh, let me keep on feeding him. Let me get him to the 120, 130s.
Yeah.
He ain't worried about that. He like, let's see what Bo can do out here. Because we're going to need Bo out for those last 3 games.
For sure.
We're going to need Bo to be out there dialing it up. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
Because all 3 of those teams talk about the back end of the schedule. I mean, Chargers and 2 other really good teams, Chiefs. They're not teams that you can run the ball against. Like, you got to find a way to – Bengals. You got to find a way to throw the ball against them. Bengals a little bit more like defense is very sus, but we're going to need Bo for the long stretch.
And, and I hate even looking past, these teams that we have coming up. Because, you just saw the Browns come off a really good game with Winston looking good back there in the snow.
He's a character, man.
Yeah, I love it. I love every bit of it, too.
He's a one-on-one.
I love every bit of it. And we can't look past these Raiders. And I don't think they are, right? But I think in everyone's mind, we're looking at this one like this one has to be a win.
Yeah.
It has to. And if it doesn't happen, that'd be crazy. That means playoffs hopes are out the window, right?
No, not technically. Like, there's still like a road to the playoffs because we do have a game up on the Colts and we're two games on the Bengals. So, like, playoffs are not over, but at the same time, you want this game for momentum and you also want it for your overall record. So you have a little bit of wiggle room towards the back end of your schedule because it does get tough. So, no, not all hope is lost, but let's not talk about that. Let's stay positive and, you know what I'm saying, let's get these Broncos to this win and see what they can do. Big news coming in, inactive Zach Allen is not playing today.
What happened to him?
Like a heel. Something's wrong with his heel. He was limited Wednesday, then he practiced on Thursday, and then somehow he ended up not playing today. You think that's going to be a big loss for the Broncos? I mean, he was a really good player, second in pressures in the entire league, finding a way to get sacks from the interior. Talk about about what that's going to mean for this defense, losing him.
Well, I think it's going to hurt them, right? I mean, it always hurts when you lose a great player. I mean, when we had Surtain out for a little bit, it hurt us, right? It didn't. So it's going to hurt a little bit, but I think they've been doing a good job this whole season of rotating the interior guys, all the guys, pretty much on that front, and getting everyone snapped. So Roach can come in and do his thing. Of course, DJ's going to do his thing, and the guys on the outside. So it can hurt you, but I think we've done a great job of just rotating a whole bunch of the guys that it doesn't matter who's in there. I think they can get the job done. You know what I'm saying? But I think they get the job done.
I agree.
Are you a little nervous? You a little nervous about that?
No, I don't think I'm nervous, and I think our guys can come and step in and make it a good day still for the Broncos. But I do remember guys on teams that I've played with that did great with 15 to 20 plays. He came in, you know what I'm saying, as the second guy in the rotation, and he balled. Then all of a sudden we asked him to be the starter, and he was gone.
That's true.
You know, and I think that happens, and I don't think it's going to happen today, but you know, you just always got to be wary of that.
And if we were facing a crazy running team, or or we're facing the Ravens again, then maybe I'll be nervous. But for this one, it's probably good that he probably could have won if he had to. Yes, probably. But it's like one of those things where it's like, why waste him? Let him get that rest so we can use him down here in the back stretch. So, and
I think that's what the call was. Is like you said, if we absolutely needed you, I think you could have went today. But because we're playing the Raiders. Right. Not very good. Like, go ahead and, get your rest because we need you for the long haul. We're trying to make a push to the playoffs. We're not going to waste you against the Raiders.
Yeah. Well, you're that kind of player?
What?
can they convince you to not play if you had an injury? Like, you knew you could go, but they were like, nah, go ahead and just relax this one out. They can convince you?
Nah,
You that player?
Nah, and every time they tried to, I was like, nah, I gotta go. Like even before the season, I was supposed to have surgery on my shoulder. I'm like, it's my contract year. Like, if my shoulder fall off, it fall off.
Wow.
But I can't miss the first 3 games because of a shoulder. Now my numbers is all off, and they don't want to bring me back.
Right.
I figure it out.
Right. Just put me out there.
Shoot me up, Doc. Give me some Todd. I don't care what you gotta do, man. I gotta be out there on the field.
I get that.
I got to be out there on the field. Before we go any further, I got to tell you about our friends over at Coors Light. If you guys want to choose chill, you got to choose Coors Light, the only beer that is made to chill. And we always have it right here on set. We have it down at the bar. If you guys come by, we would love to enjoy a Coors Light with you. And if you're at home and you want to get some Coors Light delivered straight to your door, you can do so with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/DNVR. It's going to be a great game. You don't have to stress out about this game. You can choose chill. When the mountains turn blue, it's ready for the crew. Get yourself some Coors Light right now. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. All right, well, I got a couple key matchups that I got to get your opinion on. And you tell me how it's going to work out today. So Brock Bowers, like I said, he had 97 yards in the first game and a touchdown. This week, I feel like a key matchup for him is Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones was out last week. He was a little bit injured, had that abdominal injury. He's back now. How do you feel like it's going to shake out? He's their best offensive player, and he's their most utilized weapon.
Right.
What does Brandon Jones need to do today to stop him?
Yeah, man. It's going to have to be a good game. Yeah, like you mentioned, Brock is leading their team in receptions right now, 700 plus.
Yep.
So you know that's their main target, right? I mean, 700. I mean, that's more than all of our receivers right now. But it's going to be a good match. I think Brandon, with his athleticism, though, and how fast he is, and he could be physical, I don't think he'll have that big of a challenge with Brock, even though Brock is really good, though.
Yeah.
Brock is going to win his, but I think, the majority of wins need to come from Brandon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he can guard Brock. I'm just super impressed with Brock and how, rookie tight ends usually don't do good in their first year.
They need a lot of time.
You know what I mean? They need some time, man, from college. It don't matter how good you are at college. You need a little time in the NFL. And for him to come out and do what he's doing, especially receiving, it's great things, man. I mean, there's only 2 it's a little trivia.
Uh-oh.
I already gave you the answer. I was going to ask you how many tight ends in the history of the NFL has over 1,000 yards of receiving.
2.
And it's only 2. And that's Kyle Pitts and Mike Ditka, right? And he's at 700 plus.
Yeah.
So he's on his way to being maybe the 3rd tight end in history to get over 1,000 yards. So he's a really good player, and of course they're going to target him a lot. And I mean, just to think that he's going to be in our division for all these years, bro. And he got Minshew and and O'Connell, whoever, throwing him the ball. I hate to see it, but he is a really good player. But Brandon Jones can get the job done today.
Yeah, our battles with Brock Bowers are just getting started.
Yeah,
so we definitely have to have a good one today. Another player who's talented on their offense, not as good as Brock Bowers, but they do utilize him a lot, Jacoby Myers. He had 72 yards last game against us, no touchdowns. But I think it's a good matchup between him and Pastor Tanner, Riley Moss. He's, their next best receiving threat on offense.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? I mean, now he's over there with Surtain or Moss, right? So definitely a good player. Like you said, their second leader in receptions with four and change, I think he got.
Yeah.
So of course they're gonna target him as well, but I don't think we should have any problems with him on the outside. And like you said, man, that first game he had 70-something yards, but it's early in the season.
Yeah.
A lot of things has changed, especially with his defense. So I think we'll be good on that front as well.
I agree. Yeah, they've had like a little bit of inconsistency with quarterback, like who they're playing, who they want to go with. We believe it's Gardner Minshew today, but if he starts playing bad and throwing a couple picks, he might get subbed out like he did against us in the first game. So who knows what's going to happen. All right, let's switch over to their defense. They have, a couple talented players. First of all, Max Crosby. I think he's the number 1 player you got to stop. He had 2 sacks and 2 TFLs against us last time we played him. So, Garrett Bowles, Mike McGlinchey, I think your work is always cut off for you when you're playing a top-tier offensive, outside linebacker like him.
Yeah, I think so, but
You're not. There's nothing there. You're not nervous about him.
Not really. I mean, other than Cosby,
Yeah.
you know, you look at that defense and you're like, okay, decent players, but no one I'm looking over there and I'm nervous about. I'm scared. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if you know Cosby's gonna do his thing, you got to watch him, make sure he don't get on that hot streak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get a couple sacks. But if you shut him down, I think that's when they start to shut it down as a defense, I feel like. When he's not on fire and getting to the quarterback and disrupting the passing game and things of that nature. When he's not doing that, it's like, who's going to be that one to make the play for them?
Yeah, I think everything, kind of runs through him. If he's playing well, then the team is playing well, and they're able to, leave their imprint on this game. And I do have a lot of faith in our O-line. We have the best rated pass protecting offensive line per PFF. Now, you can't trust PFF for a lot of stats, but since they're hyping us up, I'm going to trust them on this one. So I think our boys are going to do a good job today and do a great job.
We use the tight ends today?
No. We only did it that one game. It was National Tight End Day.
They came out again. They came out again one more time.
But it was like touchdowns for 4 yards and what I'm saying? Should it be a game that we do? Absolutely. But will we? Like you said, will Sean Payton feature Javonte if he knows he has 80 yards, like to get him over 100? Probably not. So I feel like the same way with like utilizing the tight ends.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So
I'm right with you.
So let's get into our game changes real quick. We both had a game changer. Mine was Javonte. I think that he's going to have a good game today. He needs to. We need a 100-yard rusher, like just one through the entire season, just to say that we did. I don't know if there's a team in the league that doesn't have a 100-yard rusher. Like
I should have looked that up. But
we just need one.
There has to be one team. Well, I don't know.
It might be us. Because even the Panthers have Chuba Hubbard. Like I bet he has 100 yards in some game.
Mm-hmm. I just don't see it, man. So for a good game, you're saying he needs to get over 100, or is an 80 piece good for you?
No. He needs over 100.
Oh, man. I don't know about that. We're going to get the cores ready for you at the end of that one?
What are you talking about?
A chug piece.
No, because listen, you haven't chugged once. We had like a standing bet for didn't we have a standing bet for Bo? And then he had 304? That's not a chug or
But
what?
that's so funny, though, because you're remembering the games that he did have 300 or whatever the case, right? Even if the bet was 225 yards passing.
He's done that multiple times.
No, there's been a lot of games. Look up the stats. And it's funny.
Go to Google.
Every time he has a great game like that, over
Googleable.
200 and change, they're looking at me like chug. But I'm like, bro, what happened last game where he had only like 215 yards and no one was chugging? But I don't mind chugging. I don't mind chugging. I'm with you with that with Javonte. But at the same time, I'm going to go to Bo. Bo for my game changer today, actually. You know what I mean? I want to say, what?
We have really, things have really come around, man. You know what I'm saying? You weren't a believer. Now we're picking game changers. You're picking, you know what I'm saying? I just want to take a moment to, say I'm happy for your growth.
Well, I appreciate it. But you know what I said? Before we started this whole thing, first episode, I said, listen, I'm going to tell you how it is. And I'm going to give you credit when credit is due.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if it ain't due, why am I going to keep on wishing and hoping?
Yeah.
But he has been playing well, right? So I want to see him do it again for this game. I want to see him have, 250 plus, 2 touchdowns, hopefully, and no picks. That's my main thing. No picks, no turnovers, man. Don't give it to the opposite team and short fields. And just play well. So I want to see Bo be the game changer today.
Shout out to my boy, Moreno, man. What a great game changer. I think Bo's going to have a good game. Let's do it. Those are our game changers. And before we head out of here, we got to get into our pregame picks brought to you by Bet365. You can download the Bet365 app and use code DNVR365. Deposit $10 and place a bet of $5 to get $200 in bonus bets and a code to get the first 2 months of Out2 Plus, courtesy of Bet365. You must be 21 and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. So we got a couple picks for you guys that we feel like is going to work out really well. First one is Courtland Sutton, anytime TD, plus 160. It's been a couple games since Courtland's found the end zone, and, I think he's ready to get back into it. He's playing a lackluster secondary who doesn't have the talent to stop him, so I think we'll utilize Courtland Sutton. He's been really hot last couple games, couple 100-yard games, 70-yard games, playing really well for Bo Nix and Sean Payton. I think they utilize him a little bit more and get him into the end zone today at plus 160. Next one is Troy Franklin, 20 yards, plus 145. You know, they've been trying to feature him. Him and Bo haven't connected yet, but he's gotten to Little Jordan Humphreys for a good amount of yards. He's gotten to Cortland Sutton, like we talked about, for a lot of yards, even utilizing Marvin Mims now. And I think that now this is kind of like where Sean Payton throws that little wrench in the game, as we haven't been using Troy Franklin much, but here we go. We're going to utilize him. He had 15 yards last week. I think he can have 20 yards this week.
I like it. Yo, these been hitting as well. All right, y'all out there. These Jones has been hitting. I don't want to, no jinx, right?
I'm going to put all my
jinx.
bets in right after we're done.
No jinx. It's just like, they be hitting. Yeah.
It is what it is. Last one. This is a big one. Pat Surtain had 2 picks in the first game. If he has a pick today, that is plus 500. Really, anybody in the B room, there were great odds for them to get picks. I would just put $100 on every starting player in the secondary and see what happens. But I definitely feel like this will be a good game for Pat Surtain. And go ahead and get you some money. Plus 550 if he gets a pick today.
550 piece.
Yeah.
That's a 550. I like that.
So
they've been hitting, man.
They've been hitting, man. So I hope they, hit one more time.
For sure.
And you guys enjoy the game, man. We'll be back after the game. And,
Did you
we'll
look
get
that stuff
into
up, by the way?
What?
Did you look up?
You wanted the stats.
Wait, can I just get that way real quick?
Yeah,
How much
go
time
ahead.
we at? Oh, we got
like 3
But
minutes.
look, what was the yardage? What was the bet? I know
it
what
was like
mine was, but what do you guys say?
I thought it was like 250 for one game, and then you did chug, and then it was like you bumped it up to like 270 or something like that. Yeah.
So even if it was at the 250,
Yeah.
all right. How many games would I have chugged in?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What are you looking at? I'm like, bro, what are you looking at? He had me looking at the stats like, wait a minute. No.
No, there's like 3 of them.
Yeah. No, it looks like 2. Yeah, 2 or 3.
246 is not 250.
There's 2 on there.
Okay.
And look, how many weeks are we in? So y'all should have been up in here chugging so many cores.
No. I don't know if it was like a bet both ways. I think it was like a one-way bet. And
These
that was
defensive
really with
guys
Jarrell.
are always making excuses, man.
But you know what I'm saying? We'll be
I'll
back
have one
after
ready
the
for
game.
today.
All right, for sure. So what's the bet though?
Me and you, let's do one?
Yes.
Give me 270.
Just no touchdowns don't matter, just 270 yards.
I don't care for the touchdowns necessarily.
270 is a lot of yards.
What would you like? You like the 250?
I like 240.
Oh my goodness. If it's the 240 piece, give me 3 tugs.
2. That's a lot.
All right, give them 2. Goodness, great. I can't get nothing out here.
All right,
All right, fine.
Bet good. All right, we'll see y'all in the post game.
We all silly like the mayor.